What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna ask you to like and subscribe, and we're gonna get right down to it, because this is one of my favorite pieces of gym equipment in terms of hitting your back, and this is the linear row. You know, back at the end of April, beginning of May, Mikolo released their linear row. I have it over here to my left. This is the Side branded linear row. Fast forward to now, you've seen my video obviously from back then. I assume if you haven't, I'm gonna ask you to go back and take a look. But fast forward to now, they did re-release the linear row, and I have a new one here, which they sent out to me. Now, after I made that video, there were a couple things that I had suggested for changes to the machine, and I was actually surprised Mikolo actually reached out to me and told me that there were some changes that were made. So that's awesome, and I'm gonna go over those with you today. There's gonna be a link in the description to this if you're looking to pick this up. Some of you have already reached out to me telling me, hey man, this thing is available again, what are your thoughts? So I definitely have some long-term thoughts after having this for a couple months, as well as the changes that were made on this. Biggest point to this machine that is a difference is the weight horns. They went above and beyond making the change from the typical 1 inch with a 2-inch adapter on it. That thing was problematic in my opinion on the first one, because with a lot of weight, eventually it would start to tilt. These are bracketed in the front, bolt on with 2 bolts. And it looks super solid. It's not a 1 inch with a 2 inch over it. It's just a straight 2-inch weight peg. They replaced both the ones on the, the carriage of the unit, and they also replaced the storage horns. So that's right off the jump. That's a big improvement over the last one. Going from there, I had mentioned in my last video that I had maybe wished or hoped that there wouldn't be any foam on the handles, because if you use a strap over and over, my assumption would be that they would crumble, start to deteriorate and break. So they actually knurled those handles and removed the foam, which I think is a positive. Another thing that they did, which I wasn't expecting, but there must have, and I don't even know if I mentioned it in my first video, the footplate has been widened. So now it's 2 inches wider. So there's more room for your feet. I didn't expect this to be as big of a deal as it is. It's a welcome change. Feels really nice. That's something, and I'll show you here. That's something that I wasn't expecting to make as much of a difference, but it's a super comfortable change, so it's a nice change. All in all, I'm super happy that they made these changes to the machine, because all they did was they fine-tuned it. If you're someone that's new looking for this piece of equipment, you're gonna be super happy with the changes they made. If you already have the current one, which is a very small group of people we're talking about here, like I think maybe there were like 20 of them, so there may be 20 others of you out here who have this piece of equipment. The jump over to this machine, the biggest difference in my opinion that's gonna warrant it if you want, is gonna be the improved weight pegs. Now, I'm wondering if there's a way for those certain people who already purchased the old machine to be able to reach out to the company to get those weight horns, because they will fit, at least on the handles. The uprights where the storage pegs are, those are drilled differently. There's 2 holes on them now. But if you purchased this machine originally and you have the same, it has the same carriage, that you're pulling up and down, that weight horn actually should be a direct drop in. So I'm wondering if the brand would be able to, if Mikolo would be able to, offer that to people who already have the old piece of equipment, because I think that would be a super solid upgrade. Some of you have taken the arms off of the belt squat, and that's like a temporary fix in my opinion. I used it like that for 3 months and it worked really well, better than the stock handles, or I should say stock weight pegs. But the problem with that is that since there's no bracket on the back, you have to build some sort of bracket in my opinion. With the 1 hole, it does eventually start to droop a little. So that was my opinion after a couple months of having those metal weight horns. Better, but not as good as this. I expect this to last way longer because of those weight horns. So if they can make that available, I think that would be awesome. The only thing that I found different about this machine versus my old machine, which I would think is, I won't call it a negative, but something that I still think I prefer about the old machine, and this may just be my new machine. I don't know if it's gonna be the same for everyone. The knurling seems a little more passive compared to the knurling on the other machine. And I can't figure out why. Other than that as well, it looks like, and again, this could be, it's difficult because this could be just like how my machine is. The gap in between the lower handle and the upper handle seems to have a little less of a space, about 1/2 inch, I think, when I measured it. So when I'm using it in the standard position with straps, when I get my hand in, it almost feels like the gap is a little less than it is on the old machine, which means it's a little easier, or I should say more comfortable, getting a strap in with the old machine than the new machine. I can't figure out sort of what's different in that respect, why that would be the case, but that's just what I'm seeing. It may be different machine to machine. And I say that because obviously tolerances of machines and the bending of the metals may be slightly different. So I don't know. I'm telling you based off of my hands-on experience between the two. So if this is something you've been interested in, I'm gonna tell you it's definitely worth it, you know. This has been a piece of equipment that I've kept in my back workouts since I got it. Anytime I have any type of like rowing motion, I've been using this machine during my workouts. So I've been pairing it with my Temple of Gainz equipment on back days, but still keeping this in there, you know, instead of bent over rows or even like doing cable rows, things like that. That's basically been replaced by this, you know. So it's definitely something you're gonna wanna check out. Again, Mikolo did send this new unit out to me. I wanna be upfront with you guys about that because I'm always upfront with you. The other one I did purchase with my money, but I'm super excited to see these upgrades, and they're definitely, in my opinion, especially the weight horns and the footplate, big changes. Big enough that it's gonna be, you know, for anyone looking to get this piece of equipment, you shouldn't be concerned about those things based off of like if you watched my old video and I talked about those weight horns. So that's something to keep in mind. If you do have this machine already, there is something to think about whether you want to upgrade or not. I still think that a better solution would somehow be able to source these horns for the old machine. So again, maybe that's something for those select few people that already own the machine that you might want to look into. It's a solidly priced machine. It's not going to break the bank. Again, this piece of equipment is a great bang for your buck quality piece of equipment. You know, I think that when you look at this piece of equipment, it's something that you're going to be able to add to your routine that's going to elevate your back days. Is it something that you could put in a commercial gym and people are going to beat up and, you know, be able to have 30, 40, 50 different people using all the time? I'm not sure if that's going to be the case with this machine, but for a home gym owner that's looking to add a quality piece of equipment, this is definitely going to be a home run. So if you guys have questions, make sure you drop them below. There's going to be links in the description if you're looking to pick this up. I don't know how much inventory they have on this. I didn't ask them. They didn't tell me how many they have available, but I'm happy to see that it's back. So you're gonna wanna grab those at the links in the description. If you have questions, let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.